John chapter 11 is probably my favorite chapter in John's Gospel, where we see the seventh and most spectacular sign, where Jesus goes to Lazarus, who has been dead for 4 days in the tomb, and raises him to life. One of the amazing things in that chapter is an interchange between him and Martha, Lazarus' sister, who comes out of the house where they're mourning, they're grieving the loss of Lazarus, and meets Jesus on his way there and says, "If you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now, I know that God will listen to you." And it's an extraordinary statement because the man is dead, and yet she knows that somehow Jesus can do something about this. She doesn't know what, but she has in her grief a hope. And Jesus says, "Your brother will rise again," and she affirms the Jewish belief that he will rise on the last day, the resurrection of the dead. But then Jesus says the fifth "I am" statement in John's Gospel. "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will never die, but will have eternal life." And then he goes to the tomb and calls Lazarus out of the grave. It's an extraordinary miracle. But in this miracle, we see a turning point in John's Gospel because Jesus seals his fate. By raising Lazarus from the dead, he knows that the Jewish authorities are certainly now going to decide to kill him. And at the end of chapter 11, that's exactly what we see happen. They decide, that's it, this man has to die. So in order to raise the dead, Jesus knows that he is consigning himself to death. And this is one of the paradoxes of the cross of Jesus, that in order to give life, he must die. And so in chapter 19, we see Jesus going to his own death, and he is put to death in a place that some believe is preserved within this building, the rock of Golgotha, where he's crucified, where Jesus laid down his life and died that we might have life, eternal life, because he is the resurrection and the life.